Welcome to the Little Hut Podcast with Brown on Cleveland and Miss Freddie. Wednesday evening is 10:02. Yeah. Brown, brown, brown. That damn Brown on Cleveland. Hey, evening, evening, evening. Welcome to the Little Hut Podcast. Brown on Cleveland and Miss Freddie. Shake your pom poms, shake your pom poms, shake your pom,
Woo!
shake your pom poms. Woo! And as always, we gotta take care of the sponsors first. So, Freddie, I know your daughter got married, and hopefully things are working out. But if not, I'm not going to put it in the atmosphere. You can always buy her or them a single home, a duplex. He can live up, she can live down, right? Commercial property, because you guys are millionaires. You can call Aletha Johnson, Dream Realty, at 216 375 3681. If you're looking for t-shirts, hoodies, jackets, tumblers, mugs, team uniforms, call Angie Marie at New Beginnings 1111 Creations. Yeah, you can do that. You can call her at 216-395-7335. And if you want some of the best soul food on the planet, reach out to Rhonda Stubbs of Flavor Southern Cuisine. Now, Freddie, she'll make you gain some weight at 12540 Rockside Road, Garfield Heights, and that's 216-510-0919. And if you own a daycare and if you want your little ones to get catered breakfast and lunch, then of course, Rhonda Stubbs Flavor is the place to be. Brown, 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 that damn brown on woo, Cleveland. So what's going on, Freddie? Freddie, haven't seen you in about 10 days. All is well. You looking good as always.
Oh, well, thank you. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy hump day. Everything is good. Everything is good. Yeah, they ain't thrown in the towel yet. Everything is still good in honeymoon land. So we are happy and moving accordingly at this point. But oh my God, you said the restaurant, would you say that'll make you gain weight? Ooh, that's
Yeah,
dangerous. That's dangerous. It's
yeah.
so dangerous that I want to try it.
Amen, amen, amen.
Like make you gain weight. That's woo.
Right, right. It's great. Everything is all
Okay.
good. If you look at the bottom of the screen, those are our endorsed candidates from Brown on Cleveland, the Brown Report newspaper, and the Little Hut podcast. And I want people to know, Freddie, that the print version of the Brown Report newspaper will be hitting the streets door to door, I do believe, beginning next Tuesday. So every other week, the Brown Report newspaper will be in the community. And all I got to say is this: if you're not inside, you should want to be inside, unless you're being talked about inside. So the question is always, do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? And all I can say is yes, yes, and yes. Brown on Cleveland. So tonight we have a hot topic, and I don't know if we're going to keep this topic because you and I we were having a conversation about something else, and I think I want to do the something else rather than tonight because tonight we were supposed to talk about motorcycles and bicycles and whether or not they are a safety hazard, a road hazard. And the reason why I wanted to talk about that is because this past week, a young man was riding his bike over on Kinsman and he was hit by a car. And it's very unfortunate that he lost his life. Brown on Cleveland. Yeah,
Whew. Bikes and so
bikes.
It's a touchy subject, and as Kim talked about or stated before, we were kind of talking about it beforehand. I know there are definitely avid bike riders, so I can't speak on that.
Okay.
I'm just personally, I'm scared of bikes. I am afraid of them. And I don't know where I was at some point in my life in some kind of class, and it was just like, or somebody just put it to me like, okay, is you against the world? It might have been a comedian. I don't know. But it was like, if something is you against the road because you're not protected by anything. And I don't even blame the bikers for the most part. You definitely have some reckless bikers out there, and dirt bikes within the city is a whole another layer to it. But there are definitely the drivers that are in the vehicle are who are the danger to those are on bikes.
Mm-hmm.
So it is, and it's just, it's like anything kind of goes right now. So it's like I see people on bikes that, weave in and out of the highway traffic or whatever. And then, like you say, the level with the dirt bikes that's within the
Yeah.
city, with the kids that, like, it. I don't know. It's like we're living in an upside down society. And again, to the avid bikers, not speaking on your behalf, it's just me personally. I'm scared of bikes, but and I don't blame bikers. I look at everybody that's on the road to be responsible. So yeah, that's
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Now we know that motorcycles. Because I want to get off this topic real quick. Um, they like to ride on the edge. It's like living your best life. Everybody wants to show off, but a lot of people don't even wear helmets, and that's my issue. But here's some key takeaways when I was doing research regarding, you know, motorcyclists, that they said that in 2023, 6,335 people lost their lives while riding their motorcycles. They said over 82,000 motorcyclists were injured in 2022. And per miles traveled, the fatality rate for motorcyclists is nearly 22 times higher than for passenger vehicle occupants. So, I never really understood why people like to jump in and out of traffic when they are on a motorcycle, and especially when they don't have a helmet. A car is way bigger than a motorcycle. A truck is humongous compared to a motorcycle. And I know people like to do risky things, but I'm not going to do anything that risky that's going to jeopardize my life. But here's the thing, every single day, I'm looking at this. A 17-year-old boy who was riding an e-bike died in a crash. This was just yesterday. Beloved uh, uh, athlete teacher dies after weekend bike ride. A 71-year-old teacher died after a bike ride. So he's getting a whole lot of trending stories about that accident. Young father killed in bicycle accident. Family mourns. I mean, it goes on and on and on. Bicyclist fatally struck by 16-year-old driver in Merced County. I mean, it's a lot. It's page after page after page after page. And you have to ask yourself, man, is it even worth it? I'm not saying don't get a bike. I'm saying drive with caution, care, and concern for others, and stop weaving in and out of traffic. It scares me when I'm driving. And I'm probably the only person in this here United States of America that actually does the speed limit. If it's 25, I'm doing 22. I'm that person that people go around and look at and blow at and cuss out. I'm that person, right? But still, jumping in and out of traffic, man, that's just not, that's so not cool. Don't do that. But I don't know. Like you said, I needed to have a biker on tonight because I really want to be able to discuss this topic with people who ride. And then the ones who drive those ATVs, and a lot of those ATVs are not even legal. You're not even supposed to have those things on the street. But people violate laws, jumping in and out of traffic. You're violating traffic laws, and people lose their lives because they're not abiding by the laws, Brown or Cleveland. So that's just something I just wanted to talk about tonight. And warn people who ride bikes not to do that, and then people who drive cars and they ought not be behind the wheel. You got to look out for people who ride motorcycles, not just the motorcycles, but also too, the regular bicycles. It's just not cool. Our kids are riding bicycles, and people have no respect for, you
Mm.
know, people who ride bicycles. Hell, they don't even have respect for pedestrians. Brown Oak, Cleveland. I'm just saying it, being serious. So, what it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's crazy.
it is.
All right.
It's
Story
good.
number two. I want to talk about the truth of the media, and I want to talk about 2025, how we can block your ass when you are not allowed to come on somebody's show or come in their chat. And the good thing about social media and podcasts and news, you have all kinds of news channels, Freddie, all kinds. And what I don't understand is this: if you don't like a channel, you know the freedom that you have, Freddie? You can actually turn the channel. Did you know that? We live in a world where if I don't want you to view my podcast, do you know I have the power to block you from my podcast? I can block you from my social media pages. And what I really don't understand, if you think the Little Hut podcast is so trashy and so ghetto, why are you the first person always tuned in at 9:45 when the show don't even start till 10 o'clock, Brown Oak, Cleveland?
Look, I don't know who you be making mad, but
I make mad? No, I don't make anybody mad. No, not at all. I tell the truth. I tell the truth. So
our
don't get
media.
mad because people tell the truth. People get upset with the truth, but they don't get upset with a lie.
Oh well, we living in real time of that. So we come up of my age in the era where there was only
Scooby
CBS,
Doo.
NBC, and ABC, and probably PBS that delivered the news and factually. So you got the same kind of facts, and we live in this um hmm, upside down world where I don't know when alternative facts came about exactly. In recent history, in recent memory, but that whole thing, it's a double edged sword with the freedom that we have now. And I'm thankful for the different platforms that are out there for you to gather your news. Because if you truly just depended on the CBS, NBC, ABC, you would be misled right now because they are controlled by the same factors of everything else right now: money, power, greed, intimidation, whatever it may be. So I am thankful for people being able to have their own platforms, but it's also a dangerous one because at the same token, I seek platforms where I live in the world of facts. I don't know where the alternative facts live at, but I don't live in that bubble. I don't want to be in that bubble. You ain't gonna convince me today that this is what it is, and tomorrow we to just change our whole no.
But here's
So
the thing. But here's where your confusion is going to set in, because just because we had ABC, CBS, and NBC back in the day, and PBS, that doesn't mean that the news that they reported was factual. That was the news that they put together. They still put together their own narrative, because historically speaking, when situations occurred, we found out that the media was not telling us the truth, or they was giving us one side stories. And then when we began to read different newspapers, and we start getting into independent news media, then we said, oh, so that really didn't happen. It didn't happen like that. You got people out here now giving speeches, trying to play victim, or trying to take a narrative that does not belong to them. And just because they sit with a title, people will automatically believe it. But is that the truth? It's not the truth, and there's no facts to it. And then when they find out that this person's a liar, they want to say somebody's picking on the liar, because you decide to pick out the truth. And that's the real concept of media. So the best thing that's happening right now for 2025 as we move forward is that I'm glad to see a lot of different phases of media. You know why? Because you get bits and pieces of every story. And then God gives us a brain. He gives us a brain. And then we have to kind of figure out what's true and what's not true. And then we put our own narrative together. Because you can have an accident. You can have 5 people watching one accident, and everybody would tell the story differently. Brown on Cleveland.
That's true.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We this everything that is always fed to us from marketing to commercials to news is meant to skew you one way or another. That's
Mhm.
always been the
Yeah.
factor. Like you dig back into anything of how it came about, some random thing, truly random right now, why women pockets are smaller than men pockets to make us be able to carry purses. It was a marketing tool to get you. It like it's these little things like you're saying with the media. It's all in a it's packaged. It's all presented in a way that they want you
Mhm.
to see it. So to be able to have platforms where you can speak truth to power, and like you said, brain, God gave you a brain, and there should be some discernment there should be some critical thinking when things don't make sense. But
Mhm.
we again are living in this space and time, and I don't even think it's a space and time. I think it's always coexisted. I just think it has been lying dormant for a long time, and right now that voice has been given the freedom to speak out again. So what I look at in today's society is the children and the grandchildren of the people that chased my people, the people that made my people life hard. They didn't never go anywhere. Nothing ever went anywhere. So bringing it back to the independent medias is to be able to tune in to platforms like this, or to tune in to Dre Reed, and to tune in to Roland Martin, and to tune in to voices that are speaking the truth. And you can still doubt. I'm not saying don't look at mainstream media, but always look at it as that is one perspective of how it's being told. And we have to understand at this point, I feel like we have been way too complacent for far too long, because after the first leg of the race, we just went on cruise control. Like when we made the first hurdle of the Civil Rights Act, it was just like, okay, we coasting, and we've been coasting since then. So as I say to people, when I hear people that talk the big talk, if I was alive back then, if I was alive when this was going on, well, okay, today your moment and what you doing. So I don't know, we just living in a really
No,
strange and unique time.
I don't.
So
I don't. I think it's unique. I don't think it's strange. I think that people have a tendency to talk tough, but they're not willing to do the work to make the change. Like for example, you have people who have a habit of calling people angry. Well, change don't happen unless you're angry. Change only happens when you're uncomfortable. And the fact of the matter is this: people love comfort. I don't want to be comfortable. Comfortable to me keeps you here. Change brings you here. And we have to understand the dynamics. Just like today, people are more apt to support a lie and shake their pom poms for a lie. But when you tell the truth, everybody's mad at you. I'm going to keep telling the truth. Who's going to be caught up in that dumbass rock because you want to be a dummy? Be a dummy by yourself. And then on top of that, we constantly make excuses for people's behavior. And you shouldn't do that. And then what really bothers me is this: the same people who hate you, who don't look like us, those are the people you run to when you mess up. So you know what they saying about you? Why you running to them? I'm not even gonna say it, but that's what they're saying.
hmm,
We don't have ourselves together, right? We got people that we put in position, and I'm talking about elected officials who look like us, and they get into seats and they don't even understand why they are there. They don't even understand the price that was paid for them to sit there. You didn't win that election because you was out there shaking your pom poms. You won that election because somebody already paid the cost for you to sit there and be a temporary boss. Now, I know that went over a lot of people's heads. I know it did because they can't think. They don't understand what I'm saying because they don't understand their history. But if you understood it, there would be certain things in life that you would not say and you would not do. So, all jokes aside, when I really tell you that I block stalkers, cyber stalkers, I really do because life is too short. And I don't believe that you should waste your energy on fools and nonsense because you got a lot of media out here. And every single media personality, including you, trust me, you got stalkers out there. These people do anything in their power to try to get in your space. But you got a million channels out there, Freddie. Go get in somebody else's space. Because truth be told, if I really said to you what I really want to say to you, see, your feelings will be hurt. And you try to give people a warning. Go on with that bull crap. Anybody got time for that? We got different cars people drive. People drink different drinks. And I'm going to tell you like this. If I don't like, and I do like Dr. Pepper, I'll choose Dr. Pepper over Pepsi. What I'm saying is I have a choice. So why would I drink something second rate when I can get something first rate that I like? Only a fool, only a fool, and I'm saying a fool is going to sit up here and stalk and take something second class when they know there's another option out there. We are messed up. People are jacked up. Lies, lies, lies. The media perpetuate the lies. Titles make people bipolar. They don't even know their name. You ask these people, what's your name? My name is Mayor Jackie Jones. That ain't your damn name. Your name is Jacqueline Jones, and you just happen to be the mayor. See where I'm going with this? What does your birth certificate say? It don't say council person Karen Starks. As soon as you lose, guess what? It's gonna be Karen Starks. We're confused. We don't know. If you don't know, that means you got to go. Brown on Cleveland. I'm just saying.
Well, I feel like we have been living in this
Kool-Aid world.
complacency, the complacent Negro phase
Kool-Aid world.
after their after the people that fought for us to be as ignorant as we are today, after those who were beat and humiliated, and again, it's not ancient history. I have to put it in context with people that I tell them Martin Luther King was assassinated 5 years before I was put on this earth. This is not ancient history. And if you think the people that were yelling at kids for integrating into their school, you think they went away? No, you see them in real form today. That's their grandkids, that's their great grandkids. That hate is passed on. So for the young man who was killed in Utah at 31, his views were like that. That's taught. That's raised. That's born. That's ingrained in you. So I don't know why anybody can sit up there. I'm not surprised at it. I'm like astonished at how cowardly the powers to be have caved, but surprised at the rhetoric, the behavior, the thirst and grab for as much power as possible. Not surprised at all, because ever since the Civil Rights Act was passed, there was an intentional plan to, at some point, some way, systematically, we're going to dismantle that. And it's this perfect storm that's brewing, that's allowing people to see this in real time. So again, don't tell me what you would have did if you was alive in whatever point in your life. You're alive right now, and you're able to do something right now, and you don't have to change the world, but you can touch your orbit. You can touch them people that you see and talk to every day.
Not going to do it.
All
Not
right.
going to do it. It will not be done. It's under the concept, and I talked about this last week, the poverty pimp.
Hmm.
It's like political pimps, political prostitution, and political press. That's just what it is. People do stuff for their own benefit. And if it does not have a direct impact on them or direct correlation of what they want, not the masses, not the masses, they are not going to handle the business of the collective whole. They will not be the voice for the voiceless. It's always woe is me, woe is me. People sit in seats and they're literally sitting. I remember I went to a NAACP dinner. I think this had to be probably like 15, 20 years ago. And Yvonne Pointer, you know Yvonne Pointer, right? Everybody knows Dr. Yvonne Pointer. She was the keynote speaker. And the reason why she was a keynote speaker is because Stephanie Tubbs Jones, this is when she was alive. She was supposed to be the keynote speaker over in Lorraine, but she couldn't make it. So Yvonne Pointer was the keynote speaker. And it's something that Yvonne Pointer said to me that I will always remember until God takes me away. She says, the reason why we can't get stuff done is because we get in seats and all we want to do is sit. Profound and powerful, truthful and factual. We sit at tables and all we do is sit. When the menu comes around, you got the biggest steak on the menu. And when the waiter or the waitress comes to you and say, what do you want? You say, I'm not hungry. And you don't understand why our neighborhoods look the way they look. You don't understand why we have not elevated as people. You don't understand why a lot of people in our communities have never heard of the invention called a trash can. Y'all don't get it. How do you sit at a table at the marble room, and when a waiter or the waitress come around, everybody else getting top of the line, but you say, I'm good. I just ate. I'm not hungry. And then we wonder why we don't have resources in our community. I don't give a damn if I just ate. Miss Brown, what you want? I want the whole damn table. And I know I'm not going to get the table, but damn it, can I get half? But I guarantee you, when I leave there, my belly's going to be full. And I'm taking all my jewels and bringing it back to my community so we can have something to look forward to. So until your people understand that, they're not going to get anything. You got 1 million books in school, but some of y'all, you rather shake your ASS than read one paragraph. Brown on Cleveland, I'll rest my case.
So, yeah, that was a lot. Let me go. Let me see where I'm gonna start. So I'm gonna rewind back to poverty. So poverty is, unfortunately, it's intentional. It's designed. It's almost a necessary for some to exist in this alternate world. So when you And again, like I say, it's so many layers to what's going on in our community, in our world, in this world that was actually seriously carved out for us before we even knew it. We had lines we couldn't cross before we didn't know there was lines that couldn't be crossed. So there was always this box, this invisible box that we were in, that we didn't like, we couldn't even understand the magnitude. You couldn't have understood the magnitude of it because you was blocked from it, for one. So the magnitude of the level of intentionality of making sure you stayed in this box. And when we as a collective and individuals, like, understood this and figuring this out, but are the masses of us are still in the box and scared to step out the box and uncomfortable outside the box. So like you said, change doesn't happen just because you want it to happen, just because it should happen, just because it's right, just because it's no. Change is uncomfortable, and it takes effort and it takes work. And again, we, the people that sit at the seats just to have a, what you say, sit down, they got seats just to sit in. So
Yeah,
I
just sit.
definitely believe that, because it's, where is the bark and then where is the bite to back it up? Where's the desire
Not
and the
gonna do it.
fight? Because again, we have become, it was like the baton was passed and nobody picked it the hell up. And everybody
because
just sat
because
down.
because it was too heavy to carry. However, people love to stand on your shoulders. They stand on your shoulders to reach whatever they want to reach. And then when they reach it, then they fall down that ladder. See that step get real, real shaky. Because then you find out that their legs were not, stable enough. So they fall down and then they can't get up. And then they blame everybody but them. It's not my fault you didn't work out. It's not my fault you didn't do bench presses. It's not my fault. You got to work out. Work out, in other words, for the dummies out there, you got to do the work. Whatever you do today, you got to be better tomorrow. You got to make things happen, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. You got to stand for what is right all the time. And you can't make excuses because you like somebody, like hell. Nobody liked Harriet Tubman. Her sister Rachel didn't. You got two type of people in the world. You got the Harriets and you got the Rachels. Which one are you? The Harriets are bold, they're brazen, they make stuff happen. And if they got to act alone, they're going to do as such. The Rachels are fearful. They need permission to do everything because they don't want anybody to be upset. They want to stay comfortable. You show me a man or a woman whose feet is growing and they stay in the same shoes. When we're young, what do our parents do when our feet are growing? They touch the top, right? And they say, hey, you need a larger shoe. You know why they give us a larger shoe? Because they don't want us to be in pain. But in today's world, they're not giving you a larger shoe. They're not giving you something that fit. Because if it's too large, guess what, Freddie? Your feet hurt. Am I correct? If it's too small, guess what, Freddie? Your feet hurt. But nobody wants to give us what we deserve. And not even give what we earn. So let me change that narrative. What we earn. There's always oppression and suppression. And in today's world, it don't even come from people who don't look like us. We do it to ourselves. We put people in position who look like us. And we're not asking for a handout. Only thing we're asking for is can you move that level a little bit more to the right than the left? You can't even do that because you become so grand. And people are laughing at you anyway because you ain't getting shit done. But you think that you have arrived. And then when you get in trouble, who do you run to? Same people look like you. But as long as you're skating and playing, you don't even acknowledge us. That's the reason why we cannot move forward. Nobody has arrived. The prime example is this. Here you got a man named P. Diddy, Sean Puffy Combs, billionaire. He made a video saying, I'm one of the richest N-words in the world, and I can do what I damn well please. That video is all over the internet. So he thought, well, guess where he at now? He thought he had arrived too. Got too comfortable. What they can do, we damn sure can't do. We're not there. So I'm glad that there are different phases of media. I've been in radio for 35 years. Been all over the country. All over the country. I've probably been in every single newspaper in this country. A lot of people don't know that. And I can back it up. I got receipts. But at the end of the day, it's still just one voice of me. We got a podcast. You're a co-host. Dr. Dre's a co-host. We have a voice that other people don't have. What do we do with it? Do we tell facts or do we tell lies? Here on this podcast, be it you like it or you don't, we tell facts. And can't nobody deny it. What we put out is factual. Be it that it's entertaining, be it sometimes we get a little goofy, it's always going to be informative because we have the voice to do it. In a Brown Report newspaper, you may not like it, but everything in there is factual. That's why there's never been a lawsuit. I never have to be concerned about a lawsuit because I can back it up. Be it that it hurts your feet or not, it is the truth, and people have a right to know the truth. Not sometimes, but all the time. And this is where we stand. Brown Oak Cleveland. It's 10:39. We got to get up out of here. From motorcycles to media, you know, I see what you do in the community, you and Bridget, and nobody can touch what you guys do. People can try to duplicate it, and it's not going to work for them. They can try to imitate it. It's not going to work for them because that's what God gave y'all. But y'all tell the truth out there. When y'all doing y'all karaoke thing and community engagement, you guys are putting out the truth. And whether or not people want to come to hear the truth, that's on them. Because here again, they have a choice. Be it that you want to listen to the podcast, that trashy little podcast, the little hole in the wall, whatever, it's still the truth. Be it that you've been mentioned on the show because you're a liar, pants on fire, it's still the truth. It's the truth about you. It's a narrative that you created for yourself. Don't get mad at me because you got caught being one of the biggest liars in the community. That's on you. Ain't got nothing to do with me. Here we tell the truth. This is about elevating our community. And everybody's welcome to come on the show. And you can talk. You can talk about it. You can talk about your truth. You can't talk about your lies, but you can damn sure talk about your truth. Wednesday shows are totally different because we get to the serious component. Fridays, Brown Oak Cleveland, Self and Lil Kimmy. There's no telling what may happen. Sunday is just all about candidates. And that is just such a so serious program because we want to know who's on the ballot and what they have to offer, lies and all. But no other media can do what we do. Plus, we have a print newspaper. Don't get mad at us because we got intelligence among us on here. Brown Oak Cleveland. I stand behind everything we do. Everything we do. Now I'm being 100% serious. No joking, no nothing. So it's 10:41, really it's 10:39 because we started early. Always make time for the haters to come into the room, show do. cyber stalkers sure do. Because I know, honestly, they like looking at me because I'm one fine chocolate thing. And I understand it because if I was just a listener to Brown on Cleveland, I think I would tune in to the podcast too, look at my fine chocolate self. Yeah, Brown on Cleveland. Come on, man, we got to get up out of here.
Hey, until next time, live, love, laugh, and try to make a difference along the way. Till next time, peace, y'all.
Freddie's a hater. Brown, brown, brown. That dark brown on Cleveland. I'm going on vacation for another 13 days.
No. And brown beautiful, y'all. Y'all know it.
Y'all know it. Shoot, everywhere I go, they be like, that's one fine chocolate woman right there. I was like, yeah, that's true. My mom and my daddy did a real good job. I mean, damn.
Thank the Browns. Thank the Browns, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
thank the Browns.
That's why I got so many cyber stalkers. They want to be like me. They want to walk like me, talk like me.
Internet
Nobody has this
gangsters.
Like yeah, it's like that.
Cyber gangsters. They be serious. You be like, Lord, there's some bold people out here today.
Right.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Just don't run up on me, Lord.
Oh, Freddie, real quick. Yes. Freddie, when is the next karaoke conversation? That's coming from the chat.
I'm so glad you asked. We are having karaoke.
Some lady named Coffee asked. So Coffee, you want to know? I
don't.
Okay, Coffee.
Guess what, Coffee? We're going to be at Umbar this Friday on the 19th up on Larchmere. I can't think of the exact address. Is 123 something Larchmere, but we will be there. Doors open at 5:30. Karaoke conversations. We are collaborating, and we're going to have some poetry that night. So it's going to be poetry, karaoke. So come out, have a great conversation, have a good time, enlighten your mind, and have a good time. So come on out. Enjoy karaoke and conversations.
I am coming out because, I have books that I wrote, books of poetry. I'm coming out to read that poem. So Brown on Cleveland will be in the house that day. Sure enough, cyber stalkers stay home because, I got security.
Yes.
Y'all better not follow me. So anyway, listen, I got to go. Anyway, as I say, each and every podcast, listen, you don't have to be a star, baby. You don't have to be a star, baby, to be on the show. You don't have to be a star, baby, but you better be.
But you better be bold.
And also, true, remember this, if you talk about me in private, you know damn well Kimberly Brown will talk about you in public, and I'm unapologetic. So you better mind your business and leave Brown on Cleveland alone.
Better leave her alone.
Long. Talk about me in private, I'll damn sure talk about you in public. Brown, and Miss Freddie inside the Lentil Hut podcast. Have a great evening. Say goodbye, Freddie.
Good night, everybody. See you next week. 2 weeks.
Bye.
All right.